I'm assuming that everyone here is either interested in music or is already doing some form of music production, or you know someone who is doing so such that you will like to share the information with the person later on. But I know, yeah, I know, Joel. I know you are into music. Jacob, what it would be great to know what you do. Have you started recording, you or you are about to start? Have you released anything onto the market yet?
Okay, so please, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Hello, hello.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so
just 2 minutes more.
I'm not um, I'm not into professional singing.
Right. All right. Okay. So let's just start. We just thank God for opportunity. I thank God for opportunity to share this information with you, and thank you all for making time to join me. We spent a bit of time waiting for people, but we just crack on, and if they join, thank the praise be to God. Right. So if you can still hear me, a little bit of thumbs up, and then I can crack on. Yep. Yeah, great. Thank you very much. All right. So growth strategies for new gospel musicians, and today I'm looking at promotion and digital distribution. Why am I taking time to do this? Over the years, I've been receiving um, I have been receiving sort of inquiries and questions on, how do I promote my music? How do I distribute my music? Can you help me? Can you help me list my music onto digital platforms? Can you connect me to this? Oh, okay. All right. Okay, great. Can you connect me to some DJ to promote my music? Can you give my music to some radio station to play for me? Can you do this? Can you do that? So I have just been thinking about it, and I thought, you know what, let me start to put out um, some things that I know that will be helpful to everyone out there, especially if you're into music, whether you're doing it professionally or not. If you're not even doing it professionally, I think it's good knowledge that you may need to help a friend who is considering doing it professionally. You can even help manage some stuff for the person. It might be a family member, it might be a spouse, it might be whoever who would be involved in music, and your knowledge that you have gleaned would be helpful. So that's the reason why um, I decided to put these trainings together. The last one, or the initial one I did, I think 2 weeks ago, uh, I used Google Meet, and I thought that a lot of people were not familiar with it, but I'm not too sure if the time is not favorable. But hey, the good thing about Zoom is that I think this one is allowing me to record, so bits and pieces of it that are relevant, and with your permission, if you will, that need to be shared. If I have to do that, we'll do that. So maybe we'll do all the what do you call it, we'll do all the clearances at the end and see. Right, good. So let's see if I can change the slides. All right. I, I'm sure a lot of us may have heard or come across this scripture or this story in the book of Acts, where the sons of a high priest called Sceva decided to confront a demon, and the demon said to them that Paul we know, Jesus we know, but you, who are you? So, I mean, most times when you set out to do things like this, and it's an area of specialization, People want to be sure whether you know what you are talking about. People want to be sure. What authority do you even carry as far as knowledge is concerned, that you would want to be speaking about these things and be, training people or be giving out information about it. So I thought, okay, so let me just share with you just a little bit about myself as far as my musical background is concerned, some of the work that I've done over the years that have helped me to learn and um, assimilate some good information that that makes me stand in a good position to share with you. So I started playing drums at 16, but prior to that, I mean, I have been following I've been following music since I was a kid. But I started playing drums at 16. I always felt it's something that I could do. I started playing drums at 16. I progressed to play other musical instruments. So I do keyboards and I do bass guitar. That's just the three basic instruments. I don't do the others by way of that's the wind instruments. I don't do acoustic guitars and stuff. Unfortunately, I haven't applied myself to learning those. But I learned the three basic ones and I played them just fairly well. Not professionally, I haven't played professionally, but I play them fairly well. So I've had the opportunity of serving as a music director, programs coordinator. By that, I get the opportunity to organize a lot of Christian programs, come up with concept, draw them up, follow up, get musicians together, drama, direct, and produce all those kind of things. I can, from my local church way back in Kumasi to the university and out to this time. I've worked in radio, so I always tag myself as a radio broadcaster. I've worked a little bit in television. So I started off from Radio Val, Etc. FM. I've done Radio Focus in KNUST Kumasi, Kiz FM in Takrady, Good News FM Takrady, Sky Power FM and TV in Takrady, Radio Focus. I had a stint with Radio Focus here in UK. Then I did a bit of London Christian Radio, which is an online station in UK. Omniscient Radio was an online station as well. Arc Radio is a station that I started myself. Arc Radio, I ran Arc Radio during my university days here in UK until I joined ABN Radio and Television full time to work, and I had to stop running Arc Radio. And I've had some part-time work with GN Radio as well here in UK. So I also double up as events and events here in UK. So events and road manager for Koda, who is a very good brother of mine. And I've been doing that for the past few years. But I actually started off as his event manager in Ghana, in Takrady, during the days when he was, or when he had a group called Anointed. So I had to be the event manager for their recordings, for their live recording. When he started doing that, I had the opportunity of also managing some of his projects there. The live recording that had this song, this popular song, Guide Me, oh yeah, Great Jehovah. So I was the event manager, put that event together with him and managed it. Okay. I also double up as online distribution manager. So I double up as an online distributor. Okay, let me see. Is there some information in chats? Bear with me one moment. I think, let me try and get the chat up. Okay. Oh, all right, okay. Right, thank you guys. Thank you. So I online distribution manager for Koda, and I'm a consultant publicist for Eugene Zuta Ministries. I'm sure most of us may know Eugene. A recording artist. I've started doing some work. I started in 2014, my first single. I went on to do, I think every 2 years I was doing a single. I've done 4 singles. I have an album that I've recorded, but I've not put it out there. I think I've been more focused on helping my friends than concentrating on my own. But Jesus is Lord. Okay, so I'm a church musician through and through. I've played from church since age like 16 when I started playing drums. So I've played at church all through. I played at church, and then when I went to the university, I had the opportunity of playing for my mass choir and all the local churches on campus became the mass choir chief musician. Also started a network of music directors on campus and a few other things that by God's grace went on to do. Also played keyboards for Takrade ICGC until I came here. Currently, I'm with Trinity Baptist Church, and that's where I serve as a special assistant to the music pastor of TBC UK. I also play for the tree service. So that's just a little bit about me. Those pictures you see on there, two pictures. One of them was, I think, a week or so when I arrived in UK, and another one after I decided to, eat a lot of food and become a bit big. Yeah. So that's it. So let's go. Now let's continue. How do I? Okay. Let's. Yes. So I want to explain some key concepts so that we will have an understanding of some of the things that I may be mentioning during the presentation. So markets. Now we are looking at promotion and digital distribution. So as a musician, anytime anytime you decide to put something out for people to consume, I think one of the first things you need to consider is your market. You need to consider the people that would buy what you are offering. So the basic definition of a market is the sum of all buyers and sellers in the area or region under consideration. So as a gospel musician, you need to decide if your music is for the church. So if it's for the church, I think I dealt with that last 2 weeks. If your music is for the church, or your music is on the borderline, God has called you into the world, go into the world and preach the gospel, and as such you just want to focus on other things and not start mainly by doing music that appeals solely to the church by way of praise and worship. So that is it. So that's just the market. You need to understand the market. So another concept that you need to understand is the concept of marketing as different from the market. Okay, so it's a management process responsible for identifying, satisfying consumer needs or requirement profitably. So here we are looking at some key things in it. We are looking at profit. We are looking at consumer needs. We are looking at satisfaction. We are looking at identifying. So we want to identify what the customer wants, and we want to be able to satisfy that. And while doing so, we want to make some profit. So because we are talking about gospel and we are talking about ministry, we are not in it for the money, although the money is very important because God teaches us to profit, but at least the ministry must go on. So there has to be a turnaround such that whatever that we are doing by way of investment won't be curtailed. The money can come back for us to continue doing what we are doing. So marketing is so important to consider if you are getting into gospel music. And how you go about it. So the management process, just to define that for you. Right. So still on key concepts, brand. That's a big thing. That's a big one now. Of late, you would hear every gospel musician talking about brand and branding and brand and brand and brand. Oh, somebody's asking for password. Bear with me. Let me just share this with the person. Okay. Let's bear with me one moment. Somebody is just asking for passwords. Yeah, so brand is like I was saying. So branding is a big thing now. A lot of people are talking about, oh, and my brand and my brand and my brand. I think I dealt with brand attributes and some of the things that you need to do to position your brand well as a gospel musician. It's something we need to understand, that as gospel musicians or as Christians, we can't do things the way everybody does it. So we need to understand how we position our brand, and we need to situate it properly in the context of our calling as Christians who are doing gospel music, or as Christians who are doing music. So a brand is basically a set of physical attributes of a product or a service. A product of a service physical, bear with me, somebody just came in. So the set of physical products of the set of physical attributes, I beg your pardon, of a product or a service, together with the beliefs, expectations surrounding it. And that's a unique combination, which is the name, logo, and the service. Everything that you do together should evoke some sort of, should evoke something. Should evoke, let me, I think I got, should evoke some sort of emotion. Bear with me, I think I had something wrong in there. Should evoke some sort of emotion in the mind of the audience. So it is that sort of things that people think about whenever they see your picture, they see your flyer, they hear your music and that kind of thing. So what is it that people think about? Or what is it that they say anytime your name comes to mind or a sound comes from you? Okay, that's the branding. And one of the things that we need to understand as far as branding is concerned, that brand is not what you say you are. Brand is not what you say you are. Brand is what the people say you are. So is what the people think about you, is what they feel about you, is what they perceive about you. That is what make your brand. Okay. So as Christians, let's situating it in our context as gospel musicians. You can't be saying that you have a good brand when somebody who is supposed to be representing Jesus, the things people think about you when they see you or hear you or even encounter you is totally different from what you are singing. So there is inconsistency. Okay, so I put there Acts 14:13, just a paraphrase. So it talks about the fact that the disciples of Jesus with boldness spoke, and as the people saw it. So when the people saw the boldness with which I said Peter and the other disciples spoke, they said, "Of a truth." They said that of a truth, these people have been with Jesus. So we realized that it was what the people perceived after just encountering the disciples. You know, the resultant effect, what they resonated, that is what at the end of the day, the people said, "Oh, okay, so these people are really they are really Christians because they are disciples of Jesus." What is it that people say about us anytime that they encounter our music? So when it comes to branding and all the physical attributes that come with it, the pictures that you put out, the design, and mind you, it needs to be excellent. So the design and all those kind of things, it needs to represent excellence, and it needs to represent Jesus very, very, very well. And that is what will position your brand as it were. Okay, can everyone still hear me? Oh, okay. Can you let me see. There is an echo. Okay, all right. Okay, let's see. Let me try and okay, all right. Okay, let me mute. So is the echo gone now? Just give me feedback if the echo is okay. Yeah, is the echo? Right. Oh, okay, okay, okay. All right. Okay, that's good. Okay, I think that's muted now. So thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's move on. And another key concept that I want to talk about briefly before we go on is strategy. So I'm sure you've heard this, or you may or may not have heard it. You've heard, oh, strategy. What is a strategy? What's the strategy? It's just a plan of action that is designed to achieve specific goals. So as a musician, as a gospel musician, don't just do things, or don't just get up, go to the studio and record because one day you had a prophetic ministration, or you had a feeling that you should go and you call. I'm not saying that shouldn't happen. Even though it happens, you should have a plan. You should have a strategy. Okay, you should have a strategy as to how you are going to reach the people that God wants you to reach with the music that you are going to spend money to produce. Okay, so basically, strategy is a plan of action that is designed to achieve some specific goals. You need to set those goals, you need to write down how you get to those goals, and you need to also decide on the specific things that you need to do to get to those goals. So that is just strategy. So those are some key concepts explained. So let me see some thumbs up if you can still hear me and you understand everything that I've said up to this point. Let's see some thumbs up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right, thank you. Right, okay, let's see. Okay, so let's move on. All right, okay, thank you. Let's move on. Oh, okay. I have one more one more one more concept to explain. Target audience. It's very good. So target audience, that is the particular group of people at which your music is aimed. And most of the time, you know, especially as a radio presenter, when people send me songs, or when I have the opportunity of speaking to people who have just released, and I ask them, okay, so who are you? Who is the music for? Who are you targeting? So, oh, like, you know what? It's just I just want to, you know, I just want to, what's the word that they normally use? The way they normally say that, oh, you know, it's ministry. I just want to reach the whole world. That is true. That is very true, that you have been called to reach the world, but you need to start from somewhere. Okay. By defining a target audience, it helps you to plan properly, it helps you to strategize properly. So from the word go, you need to decide a particular group of people at which your music is aimed at. Are you looking at the youth primarily? Are you looking at millennials? Are you looking at the elderly? And these elderly, are you looking at Pentecostals? Are you looking at people who love hymns? Are you looking at people who are young, hip, funky, who love hip hop? Are you looking at people who love the American type of music? Who are you looking at? Are you looking at people who love tradition? Are you looking at the mass market in Ghana, where, you know, people who pray at the Dumfa prayer camps and the whatever prayer camps, and they can have your music praying along it at dawn? Who are you looking at? Who is your target audience? Who are the people that primarily you want to listen to you? These are some of the key things you need to consider before we even talk about promotion. Because who are we promoting it to? If we are not sure who our target audience are, then we don't know who we are promoting, what we have to promote, you know, to. Okay, so a particular group of people at which your music is aimed is it's a very important exercise that you need to do if you want to produce music. You need to sit down, you need to, if not by yourself. Okay, so let me backtrack. Not just sit down, you need to ask God first. You need to ask God that this message, God, who is this message for? Who who are the people who constitute my Jerusalem? You know, in scripture, in the book of Acts, Paul perceived at a point in time that he had been called to minister to the Gentiles, whilst Peter was called to minister to some other group of people, you know, and Apollos and all the other disciples, and everybody was called specifically for a group of people within a particular generation. Scripture says that David, after he has served his generation, he died. So it's good, we want to reach the world, but we need to start from somewhere. Okay, we need to start from somewhere. So that's not the focus. So let me go now. Promotion. What is promotion? Is basically publicizing of a product, organization, or a venture to increase sales or to create public awareness. In our case, our product will be the music that we do. So maybe you just sync, put it on video, and put it on YouTube for people to consume. Maybe you put it on CD, maybe you distribute it digitally. So far as you create an end product, and you make the effort for people to know what you are doing, you are into promotion. Most of the times, it is used interchangeably with publicity. So you hear promotion, you hear publicity. Okay, so that's just promotion defined for you. Now, okay, all right, admit. So I put up the scripture, which is Matthew 5 from verse 15 to 16. Matthew 5, verse 15 to 16, which says that men do not, and I'm just paraphrasing, I'm not somebody can just, if you have your Bible or you want to make a note of it, that's fine. So in Matthew 5, 15 to 16, scripture says that men don't light a candle and put it under a bushel. Okay, men don't light a candle and put it under a bushel. When they light a candle, they put it somewhere that everybody can see the light, and it can also give room. It can also give some visibility to all the people around. And the next scripture says that let your light shine before men, so that they may see. Okay, they may see. I think it would be good to read that scripture. Let me read it so that we would understand the context very, very, very well as I relate it to promotion. So let me read that scripture. Welcome to all of you who are here. I will do the acknowledgements soon, but thank you very much. Thank you. And if all of you can still hear me, can I have some little bit of a thumbs up? Let me know that you can still hear me. Right. There we go. Thank you very much. And you can all see the screen. If you can see the screen as well, can I see some thumbs up? Yeah. Lovely. So let's read the scripture, Matthew 5. I'll make room for us to ask questions. So please, if you have any questions, you can either start putting them in the comment section, or just put them in the comment section so that you won't forget. So let's go to Matthew 5, 15. Okay, so Matthew 5, 15, I'm reading from the New King James Version. The New King James Version. Who is that? Pastor Neokai, who has joined me. I can see Nee's iPad. I'm not sure if it's him. Okay, so let me read from 14. It says that you are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden. Then 15. Neither do they lit a lamp and put it under a basket. So that's what the New King James says. But on a lampstand, and it gives light to all who are in the house. Then 16. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. So why am I linking this with promotion? There's some key things this scripture says. That number one, your light should shine before men. Okay, so if your light is shining, that means that it's something you have to create some visibility. People need to see what you are doing for God. Okay, and after they see, remember that after they have seen, it says that they may see your works and glorify. So when they see your work, it prompts some sort of action, or it prompts some sort of reaction on their side. And I'm excited about this because whenever we talk about promotion and promoting our music and that kind of thing, all the things that we do up to the point that we get to the promotional bit should be such that when people see it, or in our case, music, when people hear it, they should be able to respond in a particular way. Glorify the Father, take an action, worship the Father, respond to Jesus. I mean, there has to be some sort of reaction from their side. It needs to accomplish something. Okay, so there is the spiritual dimension to it, and then there is a, you know, the physical side to it, whereby they need to be able to react and say that of a truth what you've put out is excellent, and that excellence is consistent with all the things that you're doing, your music inclusive. Okay, so let me move on and share some few more things. Right. So these are a bit of a technical concepts, okay, that I would just try and break down a little bit for you. They are a bit of a technical concept. So for those, if you have a marketing background, praise the Lord. But if you don't have any marketing background, I started by tackling some key concepts, and I try to define what marketing is. So in marketing, there is what we call the marketing mix or the policy. So they comprise of certain strands. So we look at products. We look at products. We look at pricing. We look at place, promotion, and we look at place. So that's for a physical product. So the ideology behind it is that for the marketing process to go on effectively, or for you to be able to satisfy. Okay, do I still have everyone? Can I see some thumbs up? My screen looks like my screen went off. Do I still have everyone? Right, do I still, okay, great. Do I still have everyone? Right. Good. And can you still see my screen? Can you see my screen? No, okay, all right. So let me bring it back then. Let's see. All right, okay, I think. Okay, is the screen active now?
Yes.
Yes, it is. All right. Okay, great. It will be good to hear your voices at some point in time. So we'll do that shortly. But thank God, like this, okay, the screen is back. So I'm grateful. Okay, so I was talking about the marketing mix, and promotion is just one of the strands. Just one of the strands. When you come to promotion, there are other things that makes up the promotional mix. And these are just a combination of so the promotional mix are just a combination of actions and activities that help us to reach our targets effectively. Okay, so advertising is one of them. I wouldn't want to go into them individually, but advertising is one of them. Basically, okay, let me just for the sake of for us to understand. So advertising is when you pay to have, or when you pay to place your message in the media. So whichever medium you choose, if you pay to place, or you pay for your message to be communicated to a group of people, or to be communicated to mass audience, that is called advertising. So there is public relations or publicity. Most of the time, the difference is that with public relations and publicity, you don't really pay. It's called earned media, so earned attention. So like maybe something you do something that is picked up by the news and they report it, or you give an interview and it's the blogs write about it, you are featured in some news, or you make it to your song on YouTube, hits a particular number of views and everybody starts talking about it. So that is PR or publicity, is earned media. Now there is sales promotion. So sales promotion, I'm sure we've heard, promotion. So sales promotion, normally, I'm not too sure if we do it a lot as far as gospel musicians are concerned. Some people do it, they do it though, but it's about giving away prizes. So it's more of doing something to stimulate an action and a response from your target markets. In the advertising world, they call it activations. So you need to do something for people to respond. Then there is direct marketing. So direct marketing is where you use channels that are very personal to people. So like emails, you make direct messaging, those kind of things. You hand in bills into their doors. Or you post bills through the doors, and that kind of direct marketing. So you come, and there is personal selling. So personal selling is that point of interaction where there is an exchange and you get the chance to talk to your consumers directly. So let's see how this applies. Let's see how this applies to gospel music, or the music that we do. Right. So we normally get radio airplay. Okay, at this point, let me get some feedback so that we can make this interesting. Or can you all unmute yourself? I'm just, bear with me. It's my first time that I'm using Zoom to host participants. So I'm still trying to get my head around everything. I want to, can you all unmute yourself so that we can have some interaction at this point and talk briefly? And I don't know why I can't hear you, but let me see.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you. Can you hear me?
I
Can
can't
you
seem
hear
to
me?
hear all of you. Just bear with me one moment.
Can you hear me?
Let me see what's happening to my speaker. Because I can see that your mics are unmuted now, but I just can't hear anyone. But can you hear yourselves though?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear ourselves.
Yep. I think we can go on.
Select a speaker.
The baby wants to continue.
Okay. Can you all hear yourselves? Let's see. In the chat. You can hear. Okay, all right, okay. It's very, because I want to hear you. I wanted us to have just a bit of interaction. You can hear yourselves.
Yes.
All right, okay.
Can
yeah.
you hear us now? Can you
hear you? So let me give me just 10 seconds. Let me call for a headphone. Bear with me. David, can you bring me headphones, please? Now. Can you bring me headphones now?
May God bless him. He's doing very well.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, guys. sorry. Right. So I wanted us to at this point just have a bit of because I want to find how you think these promotional mix apply to music, and where we will place what.
Is it working now? Can you hear us? Daniel. Brother Daniel, are you there? Can you hear us?
I think Daniel is off. Hi, Dan.
Okay, let's
Okay, he's back.
Yeah, he's still there.
still hear me, but I
See him.
hear you, and it would have been very good to do that. If you
Now your volume is down.
to do that.
Yes, with the headphone, it's down.
For some reason, my speaker is not working. All right, you type your questions. Okay, no problem. Okay, thank you. Let's just go ahead. I just wanted to hear your voice.
Just do away with the headphone. It's not working. Brother Daniel.
All right, okay. So, okay, so let me ask you, how do you think that when we talk about, okay, so we talk about radio airplay, where will we place radio airplay? Let's go back to, so let's go back to the, so the promotional mix, we have advertising, we have PR, we have sales, promotion, direct marketing, personal selling. So, how it applies, where do you think radio airplay, if the radio plays your music, where would you place that? Okay, so where can I, since I can't hear you, if you put some answers in the chat box, that would be good. So radio airplay, where do you think we can place that? Advertising, okay. Okay, radio airplay is advertising. All right, okay. So yeah, Jacob says that PR publicity, okay. If you don't pay Payola, that's a good one. So yes, any more? What do you think? Advertising, advertising, right? Advertising. Oh, okay. But you see, I define advertising to be paid, like you can call paid publicity. So, and I understand why a lot of people are saying advertising, because unfortunately, for those of us who are based in Ghana, you need to most of the time part away with money before you can get airplay. But it shouldn't have been that. In other parts of the world, radio airplay, radio airplay is based on what if your music fits the format of the station, and it fits their target audience and that kind of thing, and it goes into their playlist, and they just play the music, or it comes through what we call music pluggers. There are some people who have developed very good relationship with the radio stations, where they pitch your song to them, and your song is good, it's going to draw crowd, and or they just have relationship with the publishing houses. So when the songs come, these songs are played. So publicity, PR. So we can say you are all right to answer. Okay, interviews. Where will we place interviews? Interviews. Which do you want me to go back and so we have advertising, we have PR, publicity, we have sales, promotion, we have direct marketing. Okay, all right. Jacob says publicity, right? Any more interviews? Any more interviews? Where will we place interviews? So let me go back for you to, yeah, publicity. Okay, right. Publicity. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. So yeah, that's absolutely correct. Publicity, that's good. Press release. Where would that go to? Press release. So if you have your music and you do a profiling of yourself, so you write a beautiful something about publicity. Good. You write something nice about your music. You tell your story, how the Lord came to you in the middle of the night and gave you the song. An angel took you out and sang the song to you, or you heard the angel singing it from heaven, and you write it beautifully in a story. Okay, in your press pack. So press release, that's good. Email. So if you use email marketing or flyers, what would that be, or which category will that come into? Email marketing and flyers. What category would that be? Advertising, email market. That if you pay for it. That is if you pay for it. So if you pay for it. So let me refresh your memory. Refresh your memory. Yeah, so we have direct marketing, personal selling, don't forget. Okay, direct marketing. Okay, right. So events and ministrations. So by events, we are talking about, the ones that you get invited to, whether paid or unpaid events. And I'm not talking payment in terms of people paying you. I'm talking about payments, whether people paid money to come to the event or it was just a free event. And the ministrations, I'm referring to the ones, the day-to-day ministrations at church, the song where you sing your song at church. That is what I'm referring to as ministration. So where will that come to? Which category will that relate to? Events and ministrations? Events and ministrations. Yeah, events and administrations. Yeah, that okay. Direct marketing. Yeah, events and administrations. All right. Okay, so let's have some more ideas. Direct marketing. Yeah, to some extent. Okay, publicity. Activations. Okay, right. So activation that comes under all of the I like that one, all of the above. Okay, that's good. I like that one, all of the above. So events and administrations. I think I like the all of the above, but I will strongly situate that to what do you call it, personal selling. So because with events administration, people get the opportunity to interact with you personally, or although they may not maybe have one-to-one contact with you, but they get to see you. So beyond your music that they are hearing, beyond the flyer they have seen, beyond what they've read in you, what they've read about you, in the newspaper, what they've read about you on the blog, they get to see you. Okay, they get to see you. So I would categorize that as personal selling. And sometimes too, you have the opportunity to do photo shoots. Your fans come to you and they tell you how they love your music and all that kind of thing. And it's an opportunity to always say, oh, God bless you, keep on listening. And share all the things, right? So that's it. So that's how it applies to music. So when we are talking about, let's go back a bit. So we need to consider a promotional mix. I brought this in so we can think about how we plan out our promotion. Okay, so the promotion that we talk about, it is not just going to give your music to a DJ to play, or it is not just about doing nice flyers and posting them on Facebook. There has to be a proper plan, something that you really need to think about, sit down and do. If you don't have the expertise of doing that, talk to people who can help you drum some sort of a plan, something that you are doing intentionally. Okay, that is the whole point. That the reason why I brought this in, to help you think about the fact that this needs to be done intentionally. So advertising, PR, and there has to be a way. These are basics that I'm talking about. I'm giving the basics of it, but if we go deeper into it, you have the opportunity to sort of get to know how all these work and how all these impact on your music. You know, for sales promotion, I know sometimes some artists will go on air and they will give some CDs away. That's a form of sales promotion. Okay, I have one of my friends that I'm sort of managing promotions for. Every now and then he will get credits, he will get phone credits, and then he will just put it randomly on Facebook for the fans to use free of charge. And then they will subscribe, to subscribe to his page, you interact with them. So that's a form of a sales promotion. Okay, and sometimes maybe at your launching as well, when you launch the music, I don't know if the launching still goes on in this corona era. I'm sure all the launches have stalled, but after corona, I'm sure people will go back to launching, which is still a good point, or a good part of our promotional mix, because during launching you get to do personal selling, you get to do personal selling, you get to do sales promotion, you have the opportunity to do direct marketing, you have the opportunity to do everything during your launch, your music launch. Okay, so let's move on. Let me say big welcome to all of you that have joined. We've talked about how it applies. So I want us to ask ourselves some questions. Now, there is an advertising model, or there is a system by which the professionals who work in advertising and promotion take the target market or the target audience through. There is a point, there's like a 4-point plan, okay, where people are taken through. They are migrated from one point to the other until they get the desired result. And there are a couple of models, but I'm just talking about this particular one. So there's a model called the AIDA model. So AIDA. So you need to write this down. It's something that will help you the next time you are thinking about how to promote your music. Okay, how to promote your music. This will help you. Or when you are drawing down your strategy. And I spoke about strategy a bit earlier on, as a set of plans to achieve, that you put down to achieve your goals. So ask yourself these questions. I won't go deeper into them because at every stage there are things you need to do. We can't use this session to exhaust everything. Number one, whatever you do by your music, your music, by what you put out, by way of information about yourself, your pictures, everything that you do should seek to gain the attention of your potential audience. And in the last session that I did, I spoke about songwriting and all those things. So it's a whole long process that you need to pay attention to. So it's about paying attention to what you are doing. It's sad, and for those of you on here, you may or may not agree, but personally, I think it's sad that most of the time our brothers and sisters will spend hard-earned cash and go and produce music. And sometimes when you listen to the music, it's so hard on the ear and it's cringing, and they really, really believe that this music is going to reach the world. It does not work like that. And some say, oh, maybe God has called you to just only one person. Maybe it's only one person. But deep in your heart, you know that you don't want your song to reach only one person. Deep in your heart, you know that. If you bear me witness, can I have some thumbs up? If you agree with me that deep in your heart, although you may say that, oh, the Lord can only, it can only, maybe God caused me to do the song for only one person, which can be true, but in your heart, I'm sure that in your heart, you don't want to reach only one person. Okay, right. So if we don't want to reach only one person, then there are certain things that we need to pay attention to, and that's why we are here. So applying the AIDA model. So everything we do should seek to gain the attention of our potential audience. And after gaining attention, we need to generate interest. They should be interested in what you do. That's stage 2. You need to be, it's not just enough for people to pay attention to what you are doing. Now, I was on a songwriting webinar yesterday by one of the top songwriters in the world. He's written songs for Celine Dion and all these big Emily Sandy and all. So when I saw the webinar, I decided to join. He said something that was extremely, what's the word? It was extremely surprising that on Spotify, the average time that people will use to skip music to the next music is 3 to 4 seconds. 3 to 4 seconds. If the song doesn't get their attention, they are gone. If the song doesn't interest them, so you may get attention, because the reason why they'll click and play the song is that they've given it attention. But at the interest stage, 3 to 4 seconds, they are gone. They are gone. So that means there is something that doesn't sit well with them. That's why they've left the song. If somebody skips your song 3 to 4, and I've had to do it a lot of times. I wouldn't lie, I've done that a lot of times, where you hear a song, sometimes the song is even sent to you by WhatsApp, and you hear it, you start playing it, no, then Charlie, you just move on to other things. So we want to avoid that. We really want to avoid that. We want to avoid that situation. My last session, like I said, unfortunately, I didn't use Zoom. I used Google Meet. So it wasn't recorded. But what I did was that I went back on Facebook to do kind of a recap. I compressed and quickly did some small presentation to just recap what I did. So that one is on Facebook, and I think I've even uploaded it on YouTube as well. So you should be able to access that. Okay, God bless. So that's the interest. We need to do something, or there are things that need to be done to make sure that we are generating interest in your music. So, I spoke about the fact that you need to know your target audience. Okay. I'm trying to look for an example. So let's say if my mom or my uncle, who may be about 60 years old, all right, if you start playing a song on the radio, or a song start playing on TV, and the song is all hip hop, rap, R&B kind of thing, I don't know, do you think they'll be interested? Can I get some responses? Do you think they'll be interested? A 60-year-old, let's say between 50 to like 65-year-old, yeah, hip hop, jumpy, do you think they'll be interested? No. So great. Okay, they will not be interested. So what do you think? What do you think will be the kind of music they'll be interested in? Okay, maybe they hear a classical. Do you think they'll be interested in a classical? Or depending on their education level, they'll be interested in some hymn, a song. High Life is a good one. Yes. High Life, maybe something from that sounds like Ramblers International. So it kind of puts them in their era. Oldies, yeah. So we are talking about oldies. The song sounds the song sounds like, the Nanam Pedu kind of song, the Yamponsa is in there, and it immediately, they remember those times and they connect with it straight away. So that is interest. There's something that makes them interested in it. And this time, we've all said that it kind of relates to era, the era of the music, or the era that they were connected to, the era of, what's the word? So the era where some form of music was popular and they loved it. So that would immediately create interest. Okay, it's the same way for a 17, 18-year-old. If you start playing hymns, oh my goodness, you will not get the person. But if you start, doing something hip-hoppy and that kind of thing, you get the attention. It's the same way when it comes to sometimes even the educational level of your audience. Maybe if you sing in a particular language, depending on how it is delivered, Now, I have had to call, not, I didn't call him out, but I just humbly uh, found a way of engaging with a friend who sent me his songs. And you know, the song is in Chi. For Rosemond, you are, you don't, you are from Nigeria, so you know, understand, but it's in one of the local languages, which is Chi, which is the most popular local language. But the music, the song is being sung, the tonation, the diction that the guy is trying to use. He wants to make the song sound like an American song. It doesn't work. You see, the market woman or the guy who is selling on the street after a hard day's work, who wants to relax to some music, or who is in the car, in the trotro going home and listening to the radio, if the song that is being played sounds like an American history song, they are disconnected straight away. They are not interested. They are like, what is this? You know? So reason why people like the Neokines and the Zooters and some of these people from Nigeria, who even sings in the local dialect in Nigeria that I can use as an example. These people sing. Okay, so these people sing in the local dialect and some other country. But let me use Ghanaian example. People like Neokai sang a song like Mokobe, Sonny Badu, right? So Sonny Badu, so sang a song like Mokobe and sang it in Chi and sang it in Ga. And you know why the song traveled all over? Because by the level of production, the quality of the production, and how the sonics of the songs were, it could appeal to the educated elite people who also, mind you, understand the language, right? So apart from that, it also appealed to the very local market woman who is sitting in her shop at Agbogloshi or Kumasi Market or wherever, who can hear exactly what they are saying. So it sounds nice, the beat sounds nice, and it's inspirational. It's inspirational, and they can hear what you are saying and relate to it. It creates interest. Now, desire. Let's quickly move on, else I'll stay here. I didn't intend to stay here. So this point, what I just want us to think about is I want us to ask ourselves these questions when we are putting together our promotional plan. That will, whatever that we will do, will it create attention? Will it generate interest? Will it create desire? At what point, people can actually desire for something. They can desire for it, but they never get to buy it, because the action point is where they need to part away. They need to do something. They need to either maybe go on YouTube, click and consume the music to the end, or maybe they need to download it, they need to stream it, they need to buy it, they need to do something. So but at the desire stage, maybe right, okay, they are interested and they really want to have it. Now at the desire stage, we are looking at accessibility. They want it, but where can they get it? Are there any impediments? Can we do things in such a way that our music can easily be accessible? There are no barriers and difficulty. Before we can get your music, we need to go to some website and click on download and then register our name and send email. No. Okay, even if we are buying it, is this something that is this something that we can easily access? Okay, so at the desire point, what is the next thing that will push us? So action. Now, one of the things that really is really good at generating desire is sales promotion. So those who are really into marketing, one of the things that they do is to do a lot of the activations. So that's where the desire gets translated into action. So if you ask yourself, why is it that most of the time companies are doing free night calls, free telecoms are doing free this, free that, or this giveaway, or that sales, or that they want to generate a desire. They want to move you from the interest, because maybe you are interested, you are sitting at home. When they say the thing that has been reduced, you would quickly come, it would stimulate your desire, and then you want to take action. So ask yourself these four things. Either will the song or everything that I'm doing, will my promotional plan Will it create attention? Will it generate interest? Will it create desire? And will it lead people to take action? Okay, will it lead people to take action? Good. Let's move on to the next one. Now, before I talk about promotional channels, please let me take some questions. Let me take some. Are there any questions? If there are any questions, let's indicate them. Yeah, if there are any questions, you can. I don't know the reason why I just can't hear you. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I can't hear you, but it would have been really good to hear you. It would have been really good to hear you. All right. Okay. So any questions, please? All right. Now let's go to the chat box. Okay. All right. It's very clear. Is any questions? All right. So if you don't have any question, can I see some thumbs up so that we can? But you should have some questions though, because if you don't have any questions, then it means that there are two things. Either I'm not coming across clear to you, or you don't understand a thing that I'm saying. A thing that I've said. Okay. So. All right. Okay. So let's move on. Let me talk about promotional channel. I know you love this because this is where we are currently as a generation. This is where we are. When it comes to promotion, these are the major channels that I think. These are the major channels that I think are beneficial to us as gospel musicians or as people that do gospel music. Number one is social media. I mean, we are here on this platform because of social media. Okay. Communication forms have evolved. At first, it used to be very protected and guarded. It is just bottom up. But now it has changed. You know, we can have person-to-person communication. We can have person to we can have like communication where multitudes are communicating at the same time. So that's what the space, the social media space has opened up that opportunity for a lot of people to interact at the same time. So it's make information dissemination very easy. And what that means is that in split seconds, information become global. In split second, information become global. So one promotional channel that you need to take advantage of is social media. Now, there is a whole, there's a whole strategy when it comes to social media. So I can't go into all of them, but there are people that have actually studied social media marketing. So there's a whole strategy when it comes to using social media to promote. So it's just one of the channels. Online distribution. So online distribution is one of the channels. I should give a little bit on social media promotion. Okay. So social media promotion, we want to then look at the social media mix or the social media channels. Okay, what are the social media platforms available to us? I'm sure let's do some exercise. So let's put some platforms. What are the most common ones, the most popular ones? Social media platform. Facebook, yes. Facebook, yeah. Twitter, okay. Let's go. YouTube, yeah, that's powerful. Instagram, yep. Instagram is a good one. Yep, and what again? Amazon, okay. All right. TikTok, yeah. TikTok is fast catching up now. So the popular one that we know in our part of the world, mind you, when you go to Asia and some other parts of the world, other social media forms are really popular with them. There is something called WeChat and all that kind of thing. WhatsApp, yeah, that's it. So, and there is a professional networking site called LinkedIn. That one is designed for professional people. So LinkedIn is also on there. So these are the social. Yes, WhatsApp is a social media. Yeah, so WhatsApp is a social media, but this time it's more of a one-on-one social media. Okay, so it's a one-on-one it's a messaging site. So it's a one-on-one messaging platform, but it's a social media form because all the others, all the others that we've mentioned, have messaging systems attached to it as well. Okay, great. hmm Great. So yeah, WhatsApp, because WhatsApp people, WhatsApp is a platform that we use to distribute our music as well. I'm sure some of us got to know about this meeting via WhatsApp. Right. So those are some of the platforms that we consider. Mind you, there are different strategies of working each platform. The things that you would do on WhatsApp status, or the things that you would do on one platform would be different from what you need to do, or what the thing that you do to reach someone on one platform will be different from what you need to do to reach another person on another platform. Even sometimes text and visuals needs to be customized differently for different platforms. Videos needs to be customized differently for different platforms. So yes, social messaging is something you need to pay attention to. And that's my emphasis, paying attention to these things so that you know how to use them. And or even if you don't know how to use them, you have an idea. So if somebody is helping you work them, you can have meaningful conversations on how to get proper results. Right. So social media, promotional channels, social media, there is online distribution. I'll go into online distribution is the next part of the presentation. Radio, I'm sure, is the most popular one. So there's radio. I think I forgot to put television there, but television should be on there. Radio and television, these are what we call the traditional forms of media. Okay, so the traditional media, radio, television, and there is billboard. Billboard is traditional media as well. Billboard, magazines, newspapers, all those are traditional media. There is something called below the line media. So below the line media is a form of is those medium that normally doesn't reach a lot of people at the same time. It needs to be like one-on-one. So flyers and that kind of thing, they can't reach mass people at the same time. Okay, billboard is I was on a conference call a couple of days ago, and there was a professional there who described accurately what billboards do. He said that billboard is described as a reminder media or a reminder medium. So billboard would remind you of what you already know. So all those are there, but these are big budgets. So, but they are all promotional channels. So radio, church announcements. Hey, church announcement. It's one of the things that unfortunately, for us as gospel musicians, we are not able to take advantage of very well. I know there are politics to it. I won't go into it, but church announcement is a promotional channel. It's one good promotional channel. If there is a way to get your music announced, or how people can access your music announced in church every Sunday, please use it. Please use it. If there is a way that it can be inculcated into the church bulletin, some churches do newsletters and stuff. So church announcement is a good one. Classic newspaper adverts and classified adverts and newspaper articles. That's another promotional channels. Blogs and news portal. Now, blogs. Please understand how blogs work differently from news websites or news portals. Okay, so blogs are mainly online kind of channels, or an online channel where people express their opinion about something. It can be one person, it can be a couple of people that have come together to create a website where they express their opinion about something. So that is a blog. So unfortunately, a lot of the things that people are doing now out there, they call blogging. It is not. That is not blogging. And there is news portals. So in Ghana, for instance, almost all the traditional media houses also have their online news portals. Okay, so that there they produce, and with their websites, or within the website's whatever configuration or setup, the menus, there can be a blog. So at the blog section, that is where people would write what they think about a particular subject. So maybe somebody can take your song or even something about your story and share their opinion about it. Okay, that's where the blogging comes in. So it's a good channel, but you need to know how to use it properly. Or because bloggers can also mine a lot of things there. Most of the times, these guys would sometimes, in the name of promoting you, they would take a new artist that is just coming out by God's grace. They would take you and pitch you against some popular gospel musician just to create controversies. Please, shy, we don't let any blogger ever do that to you. The moment you do that, I mean, we've spoken about branding, we've spoken about promotional strategy. The moment they do that, that is your brand going downhill. They will kill everything that you are working for. Don't ever do that, please. Okay, right. So another promotional channel is that we don't pay attention to: events, friends and fans, and word of mouth. That is by far the best promotional channel, when you can have people, word of mouth, people recommend and say, listen, you need to hear this song. You need to hear this song. That is, I mean, you've won a soul for Christ and a disciple of your music, and they become testifiers of your music. That's a very good promotional channel. Mobile messaging, yeah, I think that we've come there. Oh, how do I prevent? Do you mean how to prevent bloggers from? Clarify it for me, please. Is it about the blog? How bloggers writing stuff about you? Okay, so I think you, most of the time, for the ones that I've come across, most of the time, before these bloggers write anything about you, you may have an idea, because either they may have contacted you that, oh, we want to promote you, we want to help you promote you, pay us some money, we will promote you, or maybe you send your stuff to them. So in whichever way, you might know. But one of the way to prevent that is ask to see what they have written before it is published. Let's tell them respect. Find a nice way of letting them know what they want to publish. Or if it is too difficult for you to do because they would think you are too known, monitor it. As soon as it is published, proofread it. Anything that you don't want to, let them change it, because it is about you. It is about your ministry. It is about your music. Anything that would seem to mar your work, that will seem to pitch you against another presenter, that will seem to say something that is not true. And please, I always say this, let's move away from that's the next star on the block kind of thing. Let's find proper stories, relevant stories to tell about our ministry, about our life. We can give a testimony, we can inculcate a testimony into how God turned your life around in a situation. Okay, how God turned your life around this, and weave it into your song, weave it into a short story about yourself, how you got born again, how maybe something, your friend, something that would connect with people easily. And people love stories. In Africa, we come from a story background. We love to hear folk tales. We love to hear by the fireside story time. So people love stories. So find a story about your life that can relate to people and bring what you are doing, preach your Jesus to people. Okay, so that's what I would say. All right, so mobile messaging, peer-to-peer promotion. Now, peer-to-peer promotion, what I mean by that, I mean, I've come up with it, but it's something that's there. What I mean by peer-to-peer promotion is where like-minded ministers come together to give their music to each other. Like, so you are a recording artist, I'm a recording artist, I have my audience, you have your audience, but we get exposed to each other's music, and then we intend, find a way. It should not be difficult to do, unfortunately. It should not be difficult. Okay, find a way of also speaking about our friends, our other ministers to our audience. Post somebody's flyer, share somebody's post. That's peer-to-peer promotion. Subscribe to somebody's channel. If you're a gospel minister, subscribe to somebody's channel. Comment, put a message in the comment box and say, hey, great, that's a great track there. God bless you. and that kind of things. Okay. Award schemes. Do I still have everyone? Can I see some thumbs up? Do I still have everyone? Yeah. Some thumbs up if I still have everyone here. All right. Okay. Okay. I hope you've not left me alone. Do I still have everyone? I've only seen one thumbs up. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Okay. I still have everyone. Oh, lovely, lovely. Bennett, are you there? Or you are eating some banku this afternoon? Right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So, because the final one that I'm going to talk about is important and somewhat controversial, I think. Award schemes. Award scheme. So, award scheme can be a good promotional channel. Okay, award schemes can be a good promotional. All right. Okay, you have a question. All right. Since I can't hear you, can you let me see. Okay, okay, okay. Please put your question. Since I can't hear you, put your question in the comment box, or if it's a contribution, put it on there. Let me see. Okay. All right. So while I'm waiting for you, I'll go ahead. Right. So award schemes. Now we know of the popular ones. If you've seen, I've put by it credible. Now, credible award schemes can be a very good promotional channel. So what do I mean by credible? What I mean by credible is an award scheme that's, what's the word? So an award scheme that's is very open and by far and wide sort of I'm trying to find the best words to use here. So by far and wide, that award schemes try to do realistic stuff. So let me explain that, what I mean by realistic stuff. For instance, Daniel Dadson, I've released a single. Okay, I've released a single, and my single on YouTube hasn't even got up to 200 views. Okay, and then you put me in a category that says best song of the year, and you pitch me against Joe Metzel. So you said nominees: Daniel Dadson, Joe Metzel, this, that, right? So right from the way people see it, and they are like, okay, right, I can see a hand up, but Mrs. Okran, I can see your hand up. I don't know if you have a question. If you have a question, you can put it in the box and I'll answer it. So you, like I was saying that, so you pitch me best song of the year, Daniel Dadson, right? And nobody even knows Daniel Dadson. So how come Daniel Dadson's song has been nominated for best song of the year? Nobody has heard about me. I have only 200 views on YouTube. Maybe the song is nice, but it is not in that public space whereby you want to award me for that. Okay, it is not in that public space. It's not based on merit. I mean, what is it that is warranting that nomination? Is it that you know me, the organizers know me, so they want to find a way of putting my name there so that people will know? You see, these things cast slurs on those sort of award schemes. Okay, and right from the word go, when I see a lot of musicians, gospel musicians, new ones who are part of all sorts of award schemes, I'm wondering, why are you running to? Wait, I mean, gradually progress your act. Do what you've been called to do. Spend time in prayer. Build yourself. When it gets to that time that men should see your work, glorify the Father, and also maybe reward you in a way for what you've done, that time will come. Don't rush to put out your work in the name of promotion to all these award schemes, because rather people won't. You see, the sad thing is that people won't tell you And people will even see you and say, oh, I saw, and now you have to be struggling. Oh, vote for me, vote for me. You'll be spending money sending people vote for me. And they are thinking in their head, why if your song is good, you won't ask people, you will not be struggling. The people will vote for you.
Uh-huh.
So that's what I mean by award scheme. Don't be in a rush to be part of award schemes. But if per adventure, maybe during the year, you've been doing all this, you've come on these Zoom chats, you've made these notes, now you've gone back to the drawing table, you've relooked or you've looked again at your pictures, your artwork, you've sat down, you've done a media tour and that kind of thing, gotten DJs to play a song. You've done a lot of work to put your song out there. Okay, all right, I'll come to that. You've come to what do you call it? Like, you've done a lot of work, and we can see progress. There is progress. People have started asking, hey, oh, who is oh, maybe who is that new song? Maybe they don't even know your name, but which song is that? Or maybe if they know your name by depending on how you did your promotion, oh, who is Mrs. Sokran? Who is Mrs. Sokran? Oh, who is that song? Hey, that song, they say some Mrs. Sokran song be. Who is that? Who is that? So by that, and then you get nominated for maybe Discovery of the Year or most popular song of the year. It is justified. It is justified because we can. The metrics are there for us to know, even if we don't have scientific metrics. I mean, by observation and by hearsay, we can know that, oh, this warrants it. Okay, so that's what I mean. Now, what if you are nominated without asking? I mean, honestly, if you're nominated without asking, do a background check on those doing the awards, because sometimes some people just want to write, they want a bite into your fan base. Okay, they just want a bite into your fan base. Maybe you've done a lot of work to progress your ministry, to progress what you are doing. Okay, so they want a bite into it. So they will put your name there that you are nominated for, because they know you share the flyer and you ask people, vote for me, and they will also get. Do a background check. Find out who are the people behind these award schemes. How long have they been? Go to their website, check look at the nominations and look at it if they've done realistic nominations. Okay, don't be part of award schemes that are filled with all sorts of scandals, because there are people with the things that people do with award schemes. People actually promise that, oh, don't worry, we will nominate you. And they take money from people and they put their name up there, and at the end of the day, they will just come and put you on. They will nominate you, but they know those they are giving the awards to, because there have been backdoor negotiations. So you are just a pawn. I mean, a pawn, I see PAWN, not the other one, please. Right. So so that's it. So if you're nominated without asking, do background check. Of course, if it's a credible one that we all know they have credibility, VGMA, Africa Gospel Music and Media Awards, Crown Awards USA, and all that. If they nominate, praise God. I mean, those ones you have little question to ask, because you know that these are credible people running the schemes. And there was one in Ghana that was doing well, like Most Wanted. So look at even how the award is crafted in the market and that kind of thing. Right, so that's it for award schemes. Promotional channels. So any questions with that? Any question with promotional channels? Any questions with promotional channels before I go ahead? So in all these, what I would say finally to the promotional channels is that choose the right platform for the right audience, for the right genre of your music and the right audience. Now, I dealt with that extensively when I did my previous way. All right, so if an institution like AGMA messages you to say that your song is in top 20, so vote for it to become number 1, is it good to do it? Just an example. Now, before I say yes or no, you see, every award scheme and the system they run, okay? So some award schemes run systems that is purely based on public voting. Public voting. So every 100%, some of them are 100% for public voting, and they can prove by way of information gathered how, the results of the voting. Some of them are broken down, maybe 100%, about 70% public voting, 20% or 30% maybe industry experts who decide, and also industry panel who vote. And some of them, there are different categories. Now, if it's it's a voting driven system, and they say, oh, your song has been, so vote for it to be number one. I mean, I think that depending on the credibility of the award scheme, you can put out that information. It's not wrong to do that. But you see, it becomes honestly, it becomes a nuisance to people if it's like you have to struggle to get people to respond. That means that there are certain question marks and gaps within what we are doing. So because if your song has been nominated among the thousands of songs, there must be people who love you for that to happen. Or there must have been hearsay or there must have been popular opinion about your song about you for you to get there. So when you put information out, I think that you shouldn't really struggle to get people who love you to vote for you. So, like I said about branding, when it comes to branding, it's not what you say or what you think about you. It is what the people say and what the people think about you, depending on how they perceive your value and how they perceive your music, how they perceive all the things that you are doing. Okay. So like the example I used from scripture, the people perceive the boldness of Peter and John, and then they said these people have been with Jesus. You understand? So that's what I would say. It's not bad, but then there are certain questions you need to ask yourself, and you shouldn't struggle too much for it to be done. Okay, I hope that is well answered. Any more questions, please? Any more questions just before I go ahead? Thank you. I need to quickly rush through the next section so that I won't take too much of your time. I've already taken a lot, but I hope it's been beneficial. Please, if it has been beneficial, can I know if if it has been beneficial? Let's yeah. If it is beneficial, let's give me some thumbs up if you think that it has been beneficial. Right. Okay, so let's go ahead. Right, lovely. So let's go ahead and quickly get into digital distribution. Now, digital distribution, please keep this information. If you have not started doing your own digital distribution yet, I'm sure you can help a friend. You can help somebody understand it. Now, so the digital distribution is basically the process of getting your music to the platform where people can either purchase, that is, buy your music, or people can stream your music. Okay, and things have changed. Now, in those times, the history, in those times when you do music, whether single or album, you need to produce a master copy. Even in those times, the way you record it and stuff, they were using ADAT and reels and stuff. Things have changed. Everything is digitalized now. Those times they used to do linear recording. Now it's digital recording. So they will produce a master copy and they will press it into maybe a vinyl. For those of you who know a vinyl, what we call originally called record. Okay, record, the way those things used to sound, right? Or so records. I'm sure those of you who have old ladies and old, like, I mean, your parents love music, you would have had some of those things. So, let me go back. Yeah, so it's the master copy is spread into a vinyl or a glass copy for CDs, and it is duplicated or replicated. Okay, it is duplicated or replicated before you come and do the covered sleeve design and cover design or whatever, and you package this thing and you print it. Yeah, who is that? Easy. Power. Easy. I'll finish soon, okay? Right. So let's move ahead. Sorry, that was my little girl. Digital sales versus digital sales versus physical sales. Now, we can be okay. Before I come to the innovation with physical sales, now things have changed. Like I said, now it's digital sales, digital distribution. So let's look at, what do you think? What do you think about the or what's the question? What do you think are some of the advantages that digital sales have over physical sales? Can I have some answers in the box, please? What do you think are some of the advantages? Digital, okay, so easy purchase. So advantages of digital sales over physical sales. Worldwide access, yep. Instant download, yep. Instant download, yeah. Any more? Any more? Any more? Okay. So what about what advantages has physical sales got over digital sales? Money. Okay, all right. Okay, he says money. Money. Okay. I'll do. Don't worry. The whole Rosemond, the whole presentation is on digital sales, so I will talk about it. So what advantage has physical sales over digital? Anyone that we can pinpoint? Anyone that we can pinpoint? Physical over digital. Okay. Physical over committed to following. Okay. Right. So yeah, physical sales really means that person can be played anytime and anywhere. Okay, that is digital, isn't it? Or that is physical? Because now physical, you can't play it anytime at anywhere. Physical, unless you have, oh yeah, digital. Okay, good. So physical sales, I think one advantage that physical sale has, although it's really dwindled, it's dwindled so far down. It's slow to reach out. You Sophia, which one is slow to reach out? KK, which one is slow to reach out? Now, physical sales, I think one advantage is sort of the novelty that came with it, or where people just love to have that physical copy or physical thing they can call a CD of your product, and they keep it as souvenirs. That is now. Those times they didn't used to keep it as souvenirs because they would go and play it. But now, if somebody has a CD, it's more like they just on the spur of the moment, and that happens a lot at events. They just want to buy something, and then so they will say, "Oh, let's support your ministry." Oh, yes, support your ministry. Then they will buy your CD, physical CD, and they will put it somewhere. And sometimes if your packaging is nice and attractive, you know, it gets people to commit to buying, or they are just your friends, they just love you, they don't want to buy. Now, for you to know the enormity at which physical sales have faded out, almost all the major high street stores that used to sell CDs are no more now. Almost all, and it's across music and video and film. Almost all of them are no more now, but there are some things that we can do with physical sales. Okay, and that one is normally good if you do like product launching, if you do an album launch, if you do even maybe a virtual launch of your product. I've seen some very innovative stuff coming from my big brother Neil Kind. I saw one time, I feel that if a launch, there should be, yeah, that's it. That is it. So that is the innovation. So that for launch is good for launches. If you're going to launch your your music, okay. And one of the things that launching does, forgive my English. One of the things that launching do is that it gets you to activate the passion of your followers. So it helps you create an immediate community. So if it's your church or your friends, when they gather, and please, when people, as much as possible, if people gather for your lunch, please don't do soundtrack. Please don't do it. If they wanted soundtrack, they would just order the CD, stay in their home and listen to it. Please don't do soundtrack. If nothing at all, do acoustic performance. Do acoustic performance. But if you want to do launch, please do a full-blown live band ministration. Let people feel the energy. Let them feel that you did the song. Rehearse, put a band together, practice, rehearse, get the energy, learn about stagecraft, learn about performances, pray into it, wait on the Lord, and make sure the Holy Spirit is with you on that day and hit the people. Let your music hit them like thunderbolts on that day, because that is the beginning of the discipleship. They will go away with the lasting impressions, and they will be ambassadors forever for your music. And it's music. Let them know you performed it. You wrote it and you did it. Okay, please. Don't do lunch with soundtrack. Please don't. Please don't. If anything at all, do acoustic performance with guitar and piano or something, and do something innovative. Okay, let people let somebody interview about your life story and stuff. But do live band and let people. So because that is where the power of live music, the power of live ministration. At that point, people's emotion and people's spirit are so open up. Everything that we are told to do, they are 90% likely to do it. Okay, right. So that's it. I don't know why I started talking that way. Right. So there's been some very exciting innovations with physical distance. So I've seen flash drive, I've seen hard drives, I've seen all sorts of things. I've seen Joe Metal did his Wind of Revival. Apart from the music being on there, he had his video on there, and it came with some branded soap and towels and stuff packaged, and you buy it as a package, and it just looks good. The branding was just on point. And let me let you in on a secret if you don't know already. Joe Metal is a marketer. He did marketing at the university. So most of the things that you're seeing happen within Joe Metal's ministry, it is not by chance. It is not just by praying. It is carefully planned. He's done almost all these things that I'm sharing with you. He's a marketer. He did marketing at university. Okay, he's a combination of a marketer and is it draftsmanship? He did something in that era and something around that. CDs, DVDs, they are out. I mean, how many people buy CDs now? Even if they buy it, they just want to buy it and support you, because the apparatus to listen to CDs are even no more. Majority of them, our cars now are Bluetooth enabled. Okay, our cars are now Bluetooth enabled. You don't need CDs to play in the car. Most of the new cars that are coming are Bluetooth enabled. They're Wi-Fi, this thing, streaming services all over the place. There are so many streaming services. There is YouTube and stuff. So if you will do launching or you want to do any physical product, be innovative with it. Let's move on quickly, because there are lots of things to talk about here. Right. Okay. So let's see. Let me see if I've skipped. All right. How do you get them? Please can you clarify your question? So how do we get them? Okay, our videos parts. How do we get them? Please clarify your question for me. So yeah, do clarify. Don't worry, clarify them. And yeah, right. Let me quickly run through now. So digital distribution. I'm on digital distribution now. So this for your music to get onto the digital platforms. Let's do a quick exercise. What are the digital platforms we know? Which of the platforms do you know that people go to listen to music and stream or download music? Okay, so how do we get our music to them? Apart from okay. So music videos. Wait. Let me hold on. Let me answer that question first. How do we get our videos to them apart from YouTube? You see, unfortunately, there has been a total shift, a total cultural shift, a total mindset shift, and people have been moved away from physical CDs. Okay, people have now been moved away from physical CDs because it's the devices even to play them are not, they are not being produced any longer. When was the last time you went out to buy a DVD player? You know, so DVDs are not in vogue anymore. You know, so I mean, YouTube is the thing, and I'm going to talk about YouTube because if you're a musician and you are not on YouTube, or not just a musician, anything that you are doing, find a way of creating a channel on YouTube, because I said on my previous session that people are making money on YouTube. It just came out. Shatawale makes $20,000 from YouTube every month. $20,000. That's just YouTube alone. Other streaming platforms haven't come on. That's how much Shatawale makes. And I know gospel musicians that make a lot of money off YouTube. And it's not just music. There are some who do educational stuff. There are all sort of professionals here. You can create a YouTube channel. Maybe you're a teacher. Start putting the subject area that you are good at. Get some very good basic video production apparatus and start putting information on. Gradually, you will grow and you make money. Okay. So yeah. All right. So let's come back. So I have Spotify, Deezer, SoundCloud. Okay. Yeah. The streaming platforms, SoundCloud. Yeah. Any more, please? There is Apple Music. There is Apple Music. There is Tidal or Tidal or Tidal. Tidal actually belongs to Daisy. There is Tidal. There is Boomplay. There is Boomplay. There is Symphy. Is it Symphy Music? There is one. Music Match. Yeah, there is Music Match. There are a couple of them there is Aftown for those of you who are in Ghana. There is Aftown. There is Aftown. Right. Okay. So streaming platforms anymore. Right. So now, in previous times, like I explained, this is how it used to work. So for physical distribution, after your CD is produced, Premier Radio. Okay, that's a radio station. Good one there. So in previous times, that's in the physical distribution era, after your music have been produced, this is what used to happen. You need to get what we call a distributor. So that is your executive producer, or if it is you that put money to produce a thing, you need to negotiate with a distributor. A distributor is somebody who at that time has a music shop at vantage areas within town, and possibly either have connections with people all over the country who have music shop, or they themselves have music shops all over the country. So if people would get music, they would, number one, this is how they hear the music. They will either hear the music on radio, or they may have heard somebody else playing the music, somebody who has already bought the music playing it, or if they are going through town, you know, these music shops used to have loudspeakers, and they will be playing the music in marketplaces, bus terminals, and that kind of thing. So when you hear the music, you go and ask, who played the music? And they will tell you, and they'll try and sell you a copy. So that is the era of physical distribution. So there were distributors, music distributors that used to work in those era. That was it. Now that is no more. Now physical distribution. How do you now get your music to stores since there is no physical distribution? How do you get your music to store for people to access it? All right. So that comes through companies or establishments that we call aggregators. Aggregators are companies or digital companies, or let me put it properly, digital music companies who facilitate global distribution or local distribution. So these people have invested into they've invested into the necessary digital technology that is able to make contact with different online stores around the world and get your music to them. So you put up your music to one aggregator, and this person takes the music and distributes. See, that the reason why you can't do it is that there are over 100, almost, there are hundreds of online stores. You can't contact every one of them and put your music in it. Even the popular ones alone are about 10 or so. And these people, they won't deal with you directly because you don't have the necessary system. You don't have the necessary. So TuneCore is an aggregator. You don't have the necessary system. Didn't I write TuneCore in it? Oh, how come? How did I leave TuneCore out? Oh, that is that's a travesty. How come I left TuneCore out of this? Okay. So like I was saying, so these aggregators get your music, you upload your music to them, you pay for the distribution, and they assign your music a unique code, okay, called UPC, and there is another name, there's another one. So they assign your music certain unique codes and digital licensing, and then they will send your music out to the stores, and these stores will then put it out for people to be able to access. So we have a couple of them. There is Dito Music, iMusic, DistroKid, Reverb Nation, CD Baby, Level Music, Bandcamp, Amuse, Songcast, Emu Band, Aftown, and in fact, I don't know, forgive me, I don't know how come I left TuneCore out, because that's what I use. TuneCore is a big one, actually. It's very good for people who are self-producing. We call ourselves we call ourselves independent artists. Yeah, the independent artists, right? So those are, I hope, do you all understand the explanation for the aggregators? Do you understand that? Because it's very crucial you understand it. Do you understand
Yes, sir.
the explanation for aggregators? Yeah. All right, if you all understand, let me see. Yeah, let me see some thumbs up. Okay, good. So that is it for aggregators. So these guys will get your music to the stores. And mind you, these aggregators have specifications for your music. So that's why it's important to know about them. They don't just accept, for instance, you don't upload MP3 because MP3 is already a compressed format, a compressed lousy format of your music. Okay. So because when you give it to these people, they need to compress it further to be able to distribute it worldwide. So by the time your music comes up in the stores, it is sounding horrible. So one of the first things you need to know is you need to know you need to know, what's the word? You need to know the sort of requirements that comes with uploading your song to the format. Thank you. You need to know the format. Thank you very much. You need to know the format. Good. So that's it with aggregators. So let's continue. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So now, what are the things to consider? And I brought this in because it is not easy to change online distributors. Okay. Although you've not signed huge contracts with them, but the sort of processes that your music go through before they get onto the online platforms and the digital certificates that are assigned to it sometimes make it difficult to change, because if you change, there are certain things you lose. For instance, if you've done YouTube synchronization and your video is syncing with a particular license on your digital distribution, if you change the distributor, you lose it, it messes that up. Okay, so you need to choose carefully. And I'm just going to share some few things that you need to consider, okay, when choosing an online distributor or an aggregator. One, consider their percentage cuts. Money is important here. You need to read the fine prints. Consider whether you are doing a one-off payment. Some of them will tell you, oh, one-off payment, and you'll be excited. Oh, this one is too expensive because this one says it's one-off payment. Now, the one-off payment, have you considered how much they pay you when your song is purchased? Have you considered the percentage cut? Sometimes they will say one-off payment, but they are taking as much as about 40% or 30% anytime your music is downloaded or streamed. And that's a lot of money. Okay, you will not see it if you've not started earning like thousands of dollars, but if you start earning thousands of dollars and somebody is taking 40%, you realize that it's a lot of money. Okay, so but some too will say that every year you pay every year, but they give you 100% of your this thing. So you decide which one do you want. Okay, consider the basic fees as well. So the basic fees is just what I mentioned. So the basic fees, are you paying are you just paying for only the distribution? Are you just paying for only the track or the album that you are distributing, or you are paying for other things? So how much is their basic fee? Compare the various basic fees, right? So that's the point for that. So the basic fees, compare the various basic fees that you are paying in tandem with the percentage cut. Okay, compare it across board. Compare it across board. And also, I think one thing I didn't put here, but also compare how easy it is to access and navigate the platform. How the ease of use. How easy is it to use? And not just ease of use, but how easy is it to engage with the website when you run into trouble? Okay, consider that. So basic fees. Consider other fees as well. Are there hidden fees? I know, I mean, hands down, pre-orders, you need to pay some extra for it, but some platforms don't charge for pre-orders. Some I hear charge for UPC codes. So UPC codes are unique codes that are assigned to your tracks. I hear they charge for it, so you have to be careful. Some charge for Shazam registration. Now, how many of us, no, we didn't mention Shazam. How many of us know about Shazam? Let's put some comments in the box. Anybody heard of Shazam? No, KK, TuneCore takes 20% of royalties. They don't take 20% of your purchase. Anything, if you are your stream and for TuneCore, your stream your stream revenue, and then your download revenue. Your stream revenue and your download revenue is 100%. They only take a percentage of your royalties. Your royalties, that's what they take a percentage of, because they do to get the royalties is extra work. No, so Shazam, you don't know Shazam. Okay, so Shazam is it's like it's an amazing this thing app. I got to know of it when I started working at ABN Radio, and I had to be in charge of all the music, everything, the music library, because there are some of the songs I have no clue who played the song. Shazam is an app. Let me see, where's my phone? I'm sure I can get it for you. So Shazam is an app that is able to tell you the artist and the name of a song within about 5 to 10 seconds of the app listening to the music, the sound. Sometimes it's less, about 3 seconds, depending on how popular the song is on digital platforms or in websites. So Shazam will be able to, if your music has been downloaded, if your music has been distributed in online platform, and Shazam is part of it, anywhere, so it detects the original artist of the song. Thank you, KK. So anywhere, if your song is played or you are playing a song, you don't know the artist, just open a Shazam and let Shazam listen to the tag. Within 5 seconds, it will detect the original artist of the song. The only time Shazam will not detect a song if the song is not online. If the song is not online or there are noise interference, then Shazam will not detect. But if Shazam can hear, the app can hear. Let me open it up and see. Yeah. So I don't know if you can see. Can you all see my screen? Can you all see my screen? Give me some thumbs up if you can see my screen. Let me do a bit of a demonstration. Let me do a bit of a demonstration. Let me see if I can play a song that Shazam will pick. Okay, bear with me. Let me. Let's see. That's not what I want. All right. Okay. So bear with me. I just want to do a quick demonstration for us to know how Shazam work. YouTube. Oh, so somebody should give me an example of a song I should play. Play niece iPad. Well, Pastor Niokan, is that you? Osafu Niokan, is that you on niece iPad or is Nee France? So which of the knees do I have this afternoon? Oh, Francis. Okay, Nee Francis. All right. Okay. Oh, my friend, don't go off, please. I'm coming to do a demonstration. Oh. All right. Okay. So Nee. All right. No. So Nee France, you said I should play your song. Okay. All right. So let's see if Shazam will pick a song by Nee France. Are we ready for this? Oh.
Yes.
For some reason, oh my goodness. For some reason, why is the sound not playing? But can you guys hear the sound though? Can you hear the sound?
Yes.
The sound that is coming from, you can hear the sound, but why can't I hear it? This is interesting. Was it how I set up my Zoom? You guys can hear it, but for some reason, I can't hear the sound at all. Let me go to audio. I can't hear the sound. Oh my goodness. All right, sorry. I wouldn't be able to use Shazam at this point because I can't play out sound for you to hear. Okay, so, but I think you all, oh, you can't hear. Oh dear. All right. So, but do an experiment at home, okay? Please do an experiment at home. Do an experiment at home, and then let me know how it goes. Right. So Shazam is a fantastic track. So the good thing about Shazam is that if somebody is listening to your song and they are not sure who did it, when they bring up Shazam, it could tell them straight away, but it will only come up if your song is distributed. So the thing is, some online stores charge extra for it. Okay, so now consider how you get paid. Okay, consider is another thing you need to consider when choosing an online store. Consider how you get paid. Okay, consider how you get paid. It's very important. Some platforms have threshold. Until your money is up to a particular threshold, they won't release your money. Consider the process. How easy is it for you to set up? How do you access your money? Do you access through PayPal? Do you access through do you access through PayPal, or do you access through Pioneer, or do you access through directly? Can you access directly to your bank account? And for those of you who live in Ghana and other parts of Africa, it becomes a bit more challenging because the payment system there can be very unpredictable. All right, because I know PayPal doesn't work in some countries, Ghana included. So find out from your bank, how do you get the money? Some of them will mail out a check to you. Okay, they'll mail out a check to you. How long will it take for you to get that check? Consider all those processes. All right, consider all those processes, and consider some of them demand tax information. I know TuneCore do. They will demand tax information before they will pay out your money. Okay, and so the next one, consider whether they sync and collect YouTube royalties, which is a big thing for you. Maybe you are new, your song haven't started generating thousands of views now, so you don't see it. Don't be discouraged, don't worry, just keep at it. Keep on growing your channel, keep on growing your music. And the day will come that the Lord will bless you with some money from YouTube and you will be laughing. But make sure that your YouTube synchronization has been done. And so you need to check if the aggregator or the online digital store is able to help you sync YouTube successfully. Okay, it's able to help you sync YouTube successfully. Oh, okay, all right, okay, thank you. CEO, but CEO, you need to private message me and know so that I can know who is the CEO who came on, because I need to know who this CEO is. All right, so private message me. Yep. It's even 50, Mrs. Okran, 50 Ghana. Which one is the 50 Ghana? Mrs. Okran, let me know which one is the 50 Ghana. Oh, okay, so the tax. So now, most of, and I know TuneCore requires it, so most of the digital platform, before they pay your money to you, they will require tax information because the law in their country require them to do so. Okay, the law in their country, like the United TuneCore is based in the US. Depending on where that company is based, their law would require them to get you. Oh, okay. So their law will require them to get your tax information so that they will do withholding tax and all those business processes. If you don't provide the tax, they won't process your money. So if you don't have a TIN, I know that in Ghana there is a personal tax identification number. Please go for it because you will need it. Sooner or later you will need that. Right. So the royalties. Okay. Must YouTube always sync your distributor before you can get paid? No. YouTube must not always sync to your distributor before you can get paid. Oh, Arnold, thank you very much. God bless you, sir. Thank you. Wow. I'm grateful for your time. Right. So YouTube, so YouTube can get you paid directly. Yeah, YouTube has their own payment system, and you need to be signed on. You need to activate your Google AdSense account to be able to access that payment system, that revenue. But then YouTube, as we all know, or if you don't know, YouTube now have a threshold of subscribers that you need to hit before you can monetize your account. So you need to hit 1,000 subscribers. Okay, and generic subscribers, not subscribers that you are artificial subscribers. They have systems to check. You need to grow your subscribers to 1,000, and then within the year under review, when you apply, people should have watched your content at least 4,000 minutes before you can put in the application to monetize your channel. So when you monetize your channel, depending on the sort of adverts you choose and the adverts that show on your video, YouTube would then pay you money. So you can go through YouTube directly. That's fine. Now, the advantage of no, you can go. So, but that is different. That is not YouTube royalties. Okay, that is not YouTube royalties. So you can get money from YouTube due to the fact that you have monetized your channel and adverts are showing on your channel, so you get that money. But the royalties is when other people use your work. Other people upload your song, your music, your content to their channel. If you don't have an aggregator that have synchronized your YouTube account with, or they've not synchronized your content, you will lose out on that money. So that's why you see a lot of people, they just take people's music, they take people's content, they take everything, and they create their own channel and they put it on there. And they're making money. Some of them are, I was going through Daughters of Glory Jesus. People have used their songs. I was going through it with a friend of mine. Some of the songs have 3 million views. Some of the channels, 3 million views, 5 million views, 1.2 million views. And all this money didn't go to Daughters of Glory Jesus. They went to people. Okay? They went to people. So it is extremely crucial that you go through an aggregator to sync your, and that's the last thing that I'll talk about. You go through an aggregator to sync your channel. So YouTube will get you paid. But that will be from adverts. You monetize your channel and the adverts you get paid. But if you want royalties, as in other people using your content and you getting paid for it, then you need to sync you need to sync through a distributor. It's very important. And I'll recommend TuneCore. At least I can vouch for TuneCore. I've used it for a couple of years now. And like I mentioned in the opening slide, I'm the online distribution manager for Coda. And I've talked a lot of my friends who are new artists on to do on, and at least they are seeing some £10, £20 and stuff in their account. So it's working. When very soon, when their music become popular and other people are using it, the money will start rolling in. So do we understand up to this point? Can I have some thumbs up if you all understand? If we all understand. So royalties and synchronization, right? Do you understand? A bit of thumbs up if you all understand, or if I need to explain anything. Yep. Okay. So the synchronization bit, it is very technical. That's why you need to. That is why the distributors, the online stores, don't deal with you directly. So the synchronization bit, what happens is that they need to assign digital certificates to your music when you upload. And then that digital certificate is processed into content identification, and it is merged together with YouTube systems. So anytime somebody uploads or use your music, if they upload it anywhere in the world, within few minutes, YouTube will send them microseconds. YouTube will send them an email that there's a content match. So let me tell you how people are going about around it. So now for movies and for music, what people go around it is that they change the BPM of the song a little bit to beat the content match. But I mean, eventually YouTube will catch up with them. I mean, some of these, if you see them and it's your content, report it to YouTube, they will take it down. Yeah, they will take it down. So yeah, if we all understand, let me go quickly go into, so music publishing. Now publishing, which is something that is not popular in our side of in our part of the world, and it's now a big conversation. A couple of us in the media are trying to stimulate that conversation in Ghana now. So publishing is basically how companies ensure that if you as the songwriter and the composer, you receive payment anytime your music is commercially used. Now, this is the idea behind it. You know, the word is borrowed from book publishing. So I don't have any idea about book publishing, but I just want to talk from a layman's point of view. When you have to publish a book, you write the manuscript, as they call it, and then you take it to a publisher. So somebody who would read it and say, oh, this is interesting, we'll publish it. Though they would read it and go through the typesetting, whatever, and then they will print the book out, and they will be responsible for distributing the book. And anytime that book is picked off the shelf, the payment comes to them and they pay you. So that's the concept. That's the concept. That's the publishing concept. So now you've written down the music, although it comes with lyrics and also both the composition side, that's the songwriting side, and the actual sounds that has been produced, which make up the music. It goes through a publisher. If you sign, it goes through a publisher, and the person distributes it and make sure that when it is used commercially, so commercial use is for adverts, or your music is used in movies, or your music is used in bars, it's played in the supermarkets, it's played in commercial functions where they've collected money, it's performed live in stadiums, those kind of things. They take money, they take the money that has been the license that those people pay to use it, and then they give you the money. So that's it. So publishing is so important. Now, I don't know of the other distributors, but I know of TuneCore Publishing, which I've encouraged a lot of independent artists that I engage with to sign onto it. It's a one-off payment. It's TuneCore that do a one-off payment, but they give you 80% of the proceeds and they keep 20. It's a lot of work, you know. So the big publishing companies that we know within the gospel circles are Integrity Music, right? So Integrity Music is a publisher. Kingsway Music is no more. They've been acquired by Integrity Music. So Maranatha Music was a publisher. I think so. I think Maranatha Music Incorporated. Yeah, Maranatha was a publisher. I think they are also no more. They've been acquired. But gospel centric. So gospel centric music, was a label that's, and most of the labels are also publishers as well, the music labels. Gospel Centric Music, that is Kirk Franklin, Fred Hammond, and all those guys. Verity Music is Fred Hammond. So Verity Music, also they are publishers, and you can look them up, a lot of them. There is another one, I think Crown Music or something. Yeah. So now in Africa, I think Gospel Love World has Sinach. Love World, they have this thing, a publishing and a label. Good. So we all see how a lot of people are recording Waymaker. All the money is going to Sinach. All the money. So see, that is not bothered at all. Oh, this person I'm recording myself. This person I'm recording. He's not bothered. He's actually happy. The more people are recording, the more she's making money. So that is publishing. Okay. I think we are almost there now. I think we are almost there now. Wow, it's been a long. Okay. So what will I say to conclude? I will say to everyone on here who joined me today that do it yourself, and that's why I'm sharing all this information. Do it yourself or work with an expert. Okay? Do it yourself or work with not just any expert, work with an expert who has your interest at heart. Okay? Work with an expert who has your interest at heart. Finally, learn. Please learn. And I heard something that blew me away yesterday on the songwriting webinar that I was on. The song, the guy was saying, and this is the guy whose songs, 700 million songs that are hit songs that they've sold. No, 700 million records. Yeah, so singles that have been produced that people have bought. So this is a guy who was saying that instead of spending time to play video games as a musician, as a recording artist, instead of spending a lot of time to play video games or play Angry Birds and all those video games, get online and learn. My friends, especially those of you who are based in Ghana and here, even here, please spend time, go on the net. Most of the things that you pop into my inbox to ask me, you can find it online with better information. If you don't understand anything, then you come to me and then I'll explain. But in fact, from this time going with these things that I'm in now, a lot of the explanation I won't be doing. I will be getting you to come on our sessions for me to get you on here. Right? Okay, that's a joke, by the way. So do it yourself or work with experts. Learn, please, and don't stop learning. It's very important. Okay, right. So thank you very much. Any questions? Any questions, please? Any questions before we go? So that's the end. Any questions? Where can we get the video? You mean the video of this presentation? Yeah, okay. I would have to. Right, Jacob, I will have to. Yeah, I'm first and foremost. I think I was recording. I have to check that I was able to capture everything, and then I will share. I'll put it on YouTube. I will share it privately. I wouldn't make it available to everyone. I will share. I'll try and edit, put it together, and share the link with yourselves. Yeah. Okay. So, but any questions at all? Auntie Roslyn, thank you very much. God bless you. God bless you so much. And I hope, friends, I thank you for joining me. So Joel, let me acknowledge all of you who are here. Joel, oh, Jacob, my media handles. So Jacob, my personal media handles at anything at Danny Dadson. So on Facebook is Daniel Kweku Dadson on Facebook. By my artist page is Danny Dadson Music, and on Instagram it's Dan Dadson. On Twitter is Danny Dadson, and I also run a news website called AfricanGospelNews.com. Okay, AfricanGospelNews.com. AfricanGospelNews.com. Right, let me put that in. Yeah, so I run AfricanGospelNews.com, and I also have a podcast. So here I deal with technical stuff. But with with the podcast that I put out every week, I think I have 5 episodes now. We try to engage with some of our friends who are way ahead of us, and some of them that have already done it are pastors and stuff, and they share from the spiritual point of view, from the business point of view, how we can all benefit and walk and glorify God in this journey of music. Okay, so let me acknowledge all of you that have been here. Thank you very much, Jacob. Thank you. Joel, I'm so grateful, Joel. Thank you. Nee, thank you. Mrs. Okran, I'm very, very grateful for your time. Thank you very much. Benis, no, Benis was here. She left. KK, thank you very much. And Rosalind, Auntie Rosalind as well. Thank you, all of you that are here and those who left earlier on. So I'm grateful for your time. And guys, please let's share with. You see, this information is I expected. I've shared, I've done a lot of. I expected a lot of new artists to be on here to get this information, especially those of us who are based in Ghana. But you see, that's the thing. There is this thing that is always said that not sometimes knowledge is, we don't take time to get the knowledge that is required. But hey, I also understand that people have other commitments, but I hope that God willing, next time we'll have a lot more people here to enjoy and for us to fellowship together. And I'll try and work out how I can hear you when you talk next time, God willing. So thank you very much, and God bless you. Thank you, Mrs. Okran. Thank you, everybody.
Dan, you didn't answer my question.